Welcome to the Matt Cutrea Report. These are the extraordinary stories of everyday, ordinary individuals. Today's guest is running for SM District 4 of the City Council in San Angelo, Texas. This is a man whose main priority is San Angelo's drinking water. That's right. Why? What's your intrinsic motivator? Why are you doing this?
Because I guess I've sat around for the last 3-4 years watching the city council, watching a lot of decisions they make and how they affect us. And I realized that I could do a lot better job. Not to say that they're doing a bad job at all, because I actually think they're doing a pretty good job. But I think I have more of inline step with the common person and regular people. So.
Very nice, yeah. So, what's your background? Are you a San Angelo native, first of all?
No, but I've been here for about 14 years.
Nice.
And be honest with you, when I first got to San Angelo, it wasn't a town worth staying in.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean,
know,
it was
right?
Craters in the road.
Yep.
The water tastes terrible.
Yes,
it still
it's
does.
still terrible, yeah.
Yeah. So many other problems. There wasn't a lot of businesses, but over the last 8 years, 8 to 10 years.
It's gotten better.
It's gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
A lot better.
And you know, I was interviewing Mary Warren Coffee last night in District 6, and she said something interesting that encouraged me. She said, San Angelo's at a point where, yes, we need some change. We need the right people in there and the city council and as mayor, but we're actually poised. San Angelo is poised to make some really good strides, some good changes. And one of those is economic development, is growing our city in that way. So let me ask you straight off, and I know you're not technically allowed to push one way or the other, but what are your thoughts on the Coliseum expansion bond?
I've really backed off, but I'm a Texan. I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat.
I like that.
We're gonna come. I'm gonna come out and tell you, I'm gonna vote no on both.
Oh, you really? Okay.
Yeah. But to
Cool.
satisfy the school, I'm gonna send my son back to school. That should cover all the money that they need on my behalf.
Right.
There's like 1,300 other kids who don't attend San Angelo ISD.
Yeah.
If they all went back, I don't think we'd have to pass this bond.
Interesting.
But as far as the Coliseum goes, I followed them for a couple years in the conversations behind it. They put it on the capital improvement plan this year. Well, it's been on the plan, but they actually made it a priority.
Okay.
And I'm against that bond because we needed a water bond.
What do you mean?
So instead of using the Coliseum, so the Coliseum is a bond that we're going to use to, I guess, spur economic development. But we actually needed a new water system.
Dude! So this is crazy, dude, because this is the number one question I've been asking that nobody seems to be talking about. I can't believe you just said that. So, you know, both mayor candidates that I had on, Gary Jenkins and Trinidad Aguirre, talked to John Barrio about it. I don't think I talked too much with Mary too much about it, but that's what I've been asking. I'm saying, why are we not doing anything about our water system, the water treatment plant? Like, and the best answer I got for that, I think, was from Trinidad. He said, I'll tell you why. You know, that's 17 to 20, $25 million that after it's spent, it's not going to bring in any more revenue. So that's why. But I said, man, I get the Coliseum wanting to expand it to bring in bigger acts and help with revenue, but man, this is a priority, right? Like people's safety is at risk.
Yeah. Actually,
I'm glad to hear you say that.
Actually, the health, and it's much more than just the water. It's actually our water source. It is. Just to be honest with you, we've received our 3rd violation just for the water, the raw water, not the drinking water.
Okay, yeah.
Because the levels are too high.
That's right.
That's because that water isn't good.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good anymore. I think
That's right.
Yeah. And like our system, how we have to mix the groundwater with the surface water just to get a quality taste.
Uh-huh.
That that's pretty rough.
It is.
It is. Then our system is so old, and I've looked
Yep.
at some of these violations. You should information request the violations.
Absolutely. Well, they put out one about 3 or 4 months ago about talking about how it's very unsafe to drink for sure, that it's causing kidney, liver issues, cancer. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah, that's the TTHMs.
Yes, sir.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay.
So I talked to them about it, and they said we shouldn't receive any more violations. But we received one after that. We received one, I think it's for the January to March, Q1. So we received a Q3 and Q4 they told us about in December.
Okay.
They haven't said anything about the Q1 for 2025.
Well, that's right.
I had to, our information requested it because
You
I
did? Yeah.
and I had to, because I wanted to know exactly what situation we are in water-wise.
Yeah.
I come from an area where water is abundant.
Yeah?
You can drink it out the faucet.
Where at?
In Marshall, Texas, Jefferson,
Absolutely.
Texas. Yeah.
Mhm.
I've never bought a bottle of water till I came to San Angelo.
Wow.
Yeah, and
We shouldn't have to live like that, right?
I don't think people know that you can actually drink out the faucet.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like people are shocked by that.
Yeah, but
that's how it should be in this day and age.
Yeah, but there are older residents here who have weathered the storm, and they drink out the faucet here. Yeah.
Can you believe that, dude?
Oh, believe it or not, yeah.
That's scary, though. But you're right.
Yeah.
They're still doing it.
Yeah.
Man, I like to hear that that's a priority for you. You're
Yeah.
the first person I've heard say that.
Well, because people, like you said, they think that you don't get any economic development out of that. But when it's people like me and there's several other people saying your water tastes terrible, they're not going to start a restaurant there, a business there. Then they're going to look at
they're
your
not
water.
Gonna move here.
Yeah, then they're going to look at our water supply like I did through our water conservation plan.
Yeah.
And once you look at that supply and see the years coming and the actual TDS count, you're like, hey, man, at any moment, this could be a bad place.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah. But it's not like we don't have resources or people aren't looking out for us, because Governor Abbott is actually looking out for us.
That's good.
That is great. When he puts his eyes on your town or in your area, it's kind of a good thing.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's terrible when it's all politics, but this isn't about politics. This is about safety, health, and life. And that's when he cuts the politics.
Okay.
So
I like that, man. That's good to hear. So as far as the school bond, you're against it. What's the main reason, would you say, for that you would vote no?
Just not to play politics. Man, the buildings isn't part of the education. And I understand they're two separate issues.
Yeah.
But you can educate without a building, as we've seen the civil rights movements and before.
That's right.
But as far as it comes with building the buildings, they're in pretty bad shape, and I think that anything that affects the health of these kids or the safety should immediately be fixed. But all the other things, maybe come back with a smaller bond.
Okay.
And I completely understand our substitute at San Angelo ISD.
Nice.
The whole Glenn Middle School thing, it's a bigger problem than what people think.
How come?
Because it's built in a circle and around, like every 4 or 5 feet you can't see that corner.
That's
so
right.
that kid can hit the corner and they can start fighting or cussing, passing around whatever they want. Yeah, so that I understand why they did that. But right now we just can't. I'd rather hire a couple other teachers to monitor the halls or hall monitors. That's way cheaper than $200 million for
it's going to
school.
really affect taxpayers. People are already stretched thin. And so I understand where you're coming from. So who's your opponent?
Patrick Keeley.
That's right. So he was going to come in, but he messaged me and he said, man, I would love to. He said, it's just such late notice. He said, maybe if we can put something together quick, we can do it. But I think he's right. I don't think I can squeeze him in time, unfortunately. But what's one difference, would you say, if you're talking straight to voters, why you instead of Patrick?
Because I wouldn't want to say me instead of him. I just rather you vote for me. I kind of like Patrick. He's not a bad guy.
No, yeah.
And all that. But think we both kind of want to make a difference.
Yeah,
And,
that's true.
And the only thing I can see that sets us apart
Mm-hmm.
is the amount of time I spent there, the amount of background knowledge I have
Yeah.
with the current board and what we're
That's
going moving
valuable,
forward.
dude. How much time are we talking?
About 3 years.
Nice.
Yeah, just in the background reading all the stuff that they've
Yeah.
done. So I know what's next, and
Uh-huh.
I know where they're trying to go.
Yeah.
And how they're trying to do it, and I don't agree with how they're trying to do it.
Okay.
I think we need to change up how. I
Yes.
agree with where we're going, but not how we're going
Gotcha.
about doing that.
Yeah, okay. But you would agree overall that one of the biggest factors facing San Angelo and that can make us better is economic development? Would you
Yes.
say that too? Yeah.
Yes,
Cool.
I would
good.
say. Well, we have to position ourselves to be recruited by these companies.
Okay, yeah.
Just imagine it like high school sports.
Mm-hmm.
I played high school sports and got
Me too,
recruited,
yeah.
got a scholarship.
You did?
Yes, sir.
What'd you play?
I played linebacker in high school.
Shut up.
Yeah.
You did?
Yeah.
What school did you go to?
I went to Jefferson High.
Oh, you did?
In Jefferson, Texas.
Was that what was that?
East-
4A or 5A? Or
They were 3A back
3A?
then.
Okay, yeah. I
3A.
played at Central. You were a linebacker?
I was a linebacker about 50, 60 pounds ago.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Dang, and you got a scholarship to where?
Southwest Baptist University.
Whoa, dude, that's cool. That's really cool, man.
They were actually rival conferences between the MIAA and the Lone Star Conference.
Oh,
So, Angelo State actually came up to Southwest Baptist while I was up there
Oh, yeah.
for a basketball tournament,
Okay,
NCAA basketball tournament.
Yeah.
Yeah. First time
that's
I ever
cool,
met
dude.
him.
Anyway, what were you saying about it though?
So we need to.
Recruiting companies.
Well, we don't need to recruit companies. We need to give our citizens the skills that companies can recruit them.
Okay.
We go about it the other way. We give out incentives and all these tax abatements. Instead, we need to be giving citizens free certification classes for all these different trades and trainings.
Okay.
So that way, the company can come in and say, "Hey, you got 100 mechatronics engineers here."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nowhere in Texas or nowhere in Louisiana or anywhere in our region will have
I
that.
see. So it gives them a reason to come here.
It gives that company a reason to come. So you're not saying you're not selling some water that tastes bad or selling roads that need to be prepared in certain parts of town.
Right.
Trying to sell housing, and when they go over to the north side, which is in my district, and you see the housing is kind of bad and slummish.
Right.
You can't sell those things.
That's right.
What you can sell is people here, and
Yeah.
that's what made me stay.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, it wasn't the water, wasn't the roads, it
Yeah.
was none of that. It was the actual culture of San Angelo and the people.
Yeah, dude, I like hearing that because we do have good people here, you know.
Yeah, man, we got some great people.
Yeah,
here.
we do. That's cool. So District 4, what does that encompass? The north side?
Yeah, it's basically almost all of the north side
Nice.
until you get to 29th Street.
Okay.
Once you get to 29th Street, that's SMD4. But it also crosses over behind, like, from the recycling area, I guess that would be Republic's landfill area.
Okay.
All the way on over to Pauline, all the way back on over.
Pauline's included?
Pauline's
I didn't know
included.
that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's an important district. All that, man. The north side's very important to this town. I grew up on the north side. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. That's cool, man. So anything else you wanted to say to the voters or anybody, the audience?
No, just go out there May 3rd. Whether you like me or like Patrick, go vote because the bonds are important.
That's right.
Whether you agree with me on the bonds or not, but now you know my statement. I didn't give it to you at a few other forums because I wasn't sure.
Yeah.
But now
I respect that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure about it.
Yeah, I respect that. And this is a man that actually wants to do something about our drinking water. This is the first I've heard someone say that without me bringing it up. So, man, I like that. Thank you so much, Jamal, for coming on. I really appreciate it, and best of luck to you.
All right, thank you.
Cool. All right, guys, take care. Dude, that was great.
Oh, no
That was
problem.
fantastic. Thank you guys for watching the Matt Cottrell Report. Remember, guys, get out there. Saturday is May 3rd, voting day. Whoever you're voting for, it's important, especially in a town like San Angelo, that you get out there and you express your vote. Take care. We'll see you soon.